and in today's video, I'm going to show you everything that you need to do to stop landing in spam and start landing in primary inbox. We've tested and implemented this exact system step by step, and we're generating dozens of leads every single day through cold email. But first, let's take a look at what most people still recommend, even though it's not working anymore. Cold email setup in 2024 was significantly different than what works now. This is the most generic advice you get online. You buy domains, dedicated cold email domains, you set up 3 to 5 email accounts per domain, you build a lead list, you verify emails, and you send 25 emails per account per day. As you probably know, Google, Outlook, and other spam filters are getting smarter and smarter every single day. A couple of months ago, they started using AI to decide whether emails should land in spam or primary inbox, which is exactly why we need to update our setup and infrastructure to fight with these changes. Now, I'm going to list all the steps here, and then I'm going to explain each one in detail. We need to buy .com domains. We set up 2 or 3 email accounts per domain. We build a high-quality lead list. We verify emails and we perform catch-all verification. I'll explain in a second what it is. Then we personalize every single email with AI. We write clean copy with heavy spin text, and we only send 20 emails per day. Now, before I explain how you can do this, we first need to understand how these spam filters actually work. What exactly are they looking for when they're deciding whether your email should be in spam or primary inbox? The first thing is too many emails from a single domain. This is a huge red flag. This is why we need to reduce the volume per email account and per domain. The second red flag is sending to invalid emails. Now, most likely you're scraping your lead list from various B2B lead databases, and the problem with that is that most of them charge per credit, meaning they just give you the email even though they know it's not verified because they're charging you for that single email. The problem is 30 or 40% of those emails are actually outdated and invalid. And even though they know that, they're still charging you credits for it, and you end up sending emails to an invalid list, which is a huge red flag. The next red flag is sending the same email copy. Now, if you were sending emails manually, most likely every single email would be at least slightly different. So if you send the exact same email template to the entire list, it's a huge red flag and indicator that you're actually mass blasting emails to purchased lists, which both Google, Outlook, and other email providers don't really like. And lastly, low engagement. You can have a perfect setup, the clean list, everything can be fully dialed in, but if you have low engagement on your campaigns, meaning no one's opening up your emails, no one's responding, people are not forwarding them, saving them, and so on, it's also a huge red flag, and Google, Outlook, and others know that people don't really want to receive your email. So they lower your reputation and they start sending you to spam. Okay, so now that we understand how this works, let's go step by step and explain how you can set this up. The first step is domain setup. You can purchase your cold email domains on GoDaddy, Porkbun, Namecheap, and so on. I personally use Porkbun. I'll explain why in a second. But what you want to do is you never want to send cold emails from your primary website or primary company domain, because if you end up landing in spam, all your future communication will start landing in spam, including internal communication, invoices, client management, and so on. So we want to purchase dedicated lookalike domains. I'll give you an example. If your company website is tesla.com, you want to purchase trytesla.com, get Tesla, Tesla here, teslanow.com, and so on and so on. We want to purchase .com domains that are similar to your primary domain. The next step is 301 redirect. What this means is we want to forward all the traffic from these lookalike domains to the main domain. So if someone receives an email from elon@trytesla.com and they try searching trytesla.com, they actually get redirected to the main website so they can actually see what you do, what you offer, who you work with, and so on. The next important thing is we only want to purchase .com domains. Even though .info, .org, and similar domains are usually cheaper, they have lower reputation, so we want to avoid that. It's not worth saving a couple of bucks if you ruin your reputation in the long run. And lastly, no numbers or special characters in the domain. So no gettesla.com. We need to avoid that. Now, I personally use pork bun because they have some pretty neat features, like we can perform bulk search. So we can enter the entire list of domains we want to purchase, and we can select add available domains to the cart automatically. So when we perform search, every single domain that's available will automatically be added to the cart. Now, again, you can use GoDaddy, you can use Namecheap, or any other domain platform that you like. After we have our domains ready, we need to set up email accounts. Now, I've tested every single infrastructure that exists, and Google Workspace inboxes have premium deliverability compared to any other solution on the market. So, we want to use Google Workspace inboxes. They have the best possible deliverability. They have highest market share, meaning most people use Google. And if you send from Google to Google, the chances of landing in inbox are much, much higher. And they last the longest, meaning you can use your infrastructure for years. Now, instead of directly buying from Google Workspace, what you can do is you can use resellers because they come with some benefits. For example, the technical setup is fully automated. You don't need to configure anything yourself. These resellers usually do it for you. These accounts are usually cheaper. We sell them at $3.5 per email account per month instead of regular $8.5. And lastly, if you purchase through resellers, you want to make sure they have US and EU-based IPs. There are some resellers who sell inboxes with IPs from Asia, South America, Africa, and so on, but those usually have lower reputation. So you want to stick with US and EU-based IPs. One thing to keep in mind is that there are solutions online for private SMTP providers. And even though the word private seems like it's better, it's usually better, in this specific case, it's actually worse. These servers are from random people online, and you're essentially comparing them with shared Google's servers. Now, even though these servers are private, these are from random people, and these ones are from Google. Which ones do you think have higher reputation? Of course, it's Google. So even though these inboxes are easier to set up and usually 5 times cheaper, they actually have poor deliverability and sometimes only last for a couple of weeks. So we should avoid them at all costs. Now, let me show you how it usually works when you purchase accounts through resellers. We're one of the official Google Inbox resellers. So how it works is you essentially enter your main domain, hosting platform, you enter the list of your cold email domains, and then you just configure the accounts. You enter first name, last name, how many inboxes you want, number of inboxes per domain, and so on. You click purchase, and that's it. Everything else is fully automated, and your inboxes are available within 12 hours with warm-up enabled. The next step is list building and email verification. This is a very important step of the process because, as I said, these B2B lead databases online, they usually charge you credits per email account, and only around 60% of their emails are actually valid. So what we want to do instead is we want to use an email finder waterfall technique. I'll explain what that is in a second. We want to perform standard verification and catch-all verification because this second layer of verification usually adds around 30% more leads. Now let me explain how waterfall technique works. Let's say we got a list of leads. So what we want to do is we want to use email provider. There are many email finders and email providers online, and we want to ask them to find the email of each lead on the list. Now, after they give us the email, it doesn't necessarily mean that the email is valid. So we want to perform verification. V for verification. There are 3 possible outputs when it comes to email verification: valid email, risky or catch-all email, and invalid email. Now, if the email is valid, we save it to the list. If the email is risky or catch-all, we want to perform a second layer of verification, which is catch-all verification. And there are 2 possible outputs. Email is either valid or invalid. If it's valid, we save it. And if it's invalid, in this case or in this case, the output is the same. We try another provider. Now, we repeat this process as many times as possible. In our case, we use 10 different email providers, and we also have a couple of different email verifiers, but you need to make sure that you're performing both regular verification and catch-all verification. There are many providers online, but we've automated the entire process, and this is how it looks inside of our platform. We select the lead list, we click find emails, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is done behind the scenes, and this is what the process looks like behind the scenes. You can use many different tools to build this automation and automate this process. Now, the next step is AI personalization. We use AI to open up every single lead's website, grab useful information, and then later on use it in our email copy. Some of the data that we usually use is target audience, service name, product name, pain points, and sub-industry. As you can notice, these are all work-related, company-related fields. We don't want to personalize around personal information about our lead, which is what some people suggest, like mentioning their college or high school or something like that. We tested it, it doesn't work. And what we want to do is we want to make sure to personalize subject line plus the first line. This is absolutely critical. And if possible, we want to personalize the rest of the email as well. These first two will make sure that people actually open up your email, and the rest is like a bonus to make sure that they actually convert. Again, there are plenty of tools online that can do this, like Clay and so on, but those are usually very, very expensive, so that's why we built our own system around that. So we select the leads and we ask AI to perform certain tasks on our behalf. For example, find target audience, find service name, find product name, and so on. Or we can perform custom AI research for every single lead. So we can ask AI to open up company's website and find one case study, and then we provide the exact prompt of what task AI should perform. After the AI personalization is done, we can actually use this information in these fields inside of our email, and this helps with two things. The first one is deliverability, because if every single email is different, it's more difficult for Google and other spam filters to catch our cold emails and connect them all together. And second one, the positive replies, response rates, and everything is much, much better if your emails are relevant and personalized. Another very important part of the system is clean copy. Now, we've tested a lot of different variations: long copy, short copy, with links, with images, with videos, every single scenario you can imagine. And here are some rules that we follow and that we suggest everyone to use. So we want to include no links, no images in the initial email. Once someone replies, you can provide PDFs, embed videos, do anything, but in the initial cold email or follow-ups, we want to avoid links and images. Your email should have less than 100 words. If people can't scan your email in a couple of seconds, they won't reply. So make sure your email is short and direct. We want to use casual language. This is what most people do wrong when they start launching cold email campaigns, because they are scared that people might not take them seriously if they use casual language. Turns out no one likes to receive emails that start with, "Hey name, I hope this email finds you well." It doesn't matter if you're a freelancer or a director at a corporation, no one likes receiving emails like that. So the email should be casual. Direct copy, meaning you need to make sure that every word counts. So you need to avoid any filler words or anything like that. Lastly, we want to make sure we use no spam words. Some examples are free with capital letters, 100% guarantee, and so on. Again, there are tools for this step. For example, we've built our own internal tool that essentially rates our cold email. We write the copy directly here, and it basically roasts us and tells us, "Hey, you used too many spam words, this one is shady, overpromise," and so on. Now, once your copy is personalized and you removed all the spam words and everything like that, what we want to do is add some spin text to the copy. Spin text is shorter for spinning syntax. What this means is we want to randomize the sequence, because if you were sending emails manually, I can guarantee no two emails would be the same, which is exactly what we want to do even with automated emails. Let me show you how it works. So we help marketing agencies. Now, this is how we use spin text inside of our platform: scale their outreach, or increase outreach volume, or send more cold emails. And what this does is software will automatically randomly pick one of these three options in every single email. This feature allows you to randomize your email copy and make sure that every single email is different. Now, we can use spin text in every single sentence of our cold email. So if you use 3 different variations in the first sentence, then 3 more, then 3 more, then 3 more, let's say I have 4 sentences, that's actually 81 different email template. It's not like you only wrote one, you actually wrote 81 different email template. Now combine this with AI personalization, you're sending thousands and thousands of different emails. And lastly, email volume. Now, we've tested every single approach here. We tried setting up 5 inboxes and sending 10 emails per account, or 50 inboxes and sending 2 emails per account, every single approach. And I can guarantee you this is the best one. You want to warm up your email accounts for 2 weeks, during which you send 0 cold emails. So in the first 2 weeks, only warm up and no cold emails at all. You want to keep your warm up active even after 2 weeks, and you want to gradually increase volume of your cold email. We usually send 5 emails in the first week, then we send 10 emails and 15, and finally we get to 20 emails per day per email account. So the overall maximum is 20 warm-up emails and 20 cold emails per day per email account. So if you have a domain, cold email dedicated domain, and you have 3 email accounts, you want to send 20 plus 20, which is in total 40 emails per email account. Now, if you go back to this video and set up the exact same process step by step, you buy .com domains with no special characters, you set up 2 or 3 email accounts per domain, you build a high quality lead list, you verify your emails and make sure you perform catch-all verification as well, you personalize emails with AI, you write clean copy with heavy spin text, and you only send 20 cold emails per day. You officially have the ultimate bulletproof infrastructure and deliverability setup. Now, if you like this video and you'd like to learn more about cold email, AI, and how to scale your company, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'll be posting videos like this every single week.